Dustin, this is the first event you played with us out here on tour. Just so folks can get to know you a little bit better, why don't you tell us about the last year or 2 years? I know you just graduated from college. What's your story been?
I had my last 2 years in college was very good. I graduated from Wichita State University in Wichita, Kansas, and finished my college career with 12 wins. And I got some exemptions earlier in the year in June, and wasn't really going to play this week, to be honest with you. But my agent said I need to go out there and kind of get some tournaments under my belt before Q school started, and so I came up here and it worked out pretty well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that seems the case with a lot of guys. A lot of guys are trying to get some play and to get some tune-up before Q school. Coming here, is this your first time you've been here at Horseshoe Bay?
Yeah, it is. It's my first time I've ever been up in Marble Falls, actually. And I know a lot of people that played this golf course before and kind of told me about it and what it entailed. And I knew if you drove the ball really well, you're going to play well here. And I've always been a good driver of the ball, so I knew I was going to have a chance to win at the end of the week if I just played good. And here I am.
Well, you mentioned driving the ball. Do you think that was kind of one of the keys of success out here this week, or was it putting, or was it a combination of a few things?
Well, you got to get in the fairway first. I mean, there's these holes are very hard to drive, and these fairways. It was a big crucial, especially today with ball in hand, and to be in the fairway was big. But the pins, there was a lot of tough pins out there, and the greens, the way they were, you had to hit it pretty close. And with the wind blowing today and the way the kind of day started, it was tough to be out there. And I played very well. I made a couple of mistakes here and there, but you're gonna make mistakes out here on this golf course. So it's just to minimize them, and whoever minimizes the least mistakes is gonna win.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you talk about it today. You come in, you're at 2 under for the tournament. You're 4 strokes behind. We had this morning a little bit of a rain delay with some rain that came in overnight and washed out a lot of the bunkers, and the superintendent and grounds crew trying to get some of that stuff prepped up. What does that kind of take you off your game when we have delays or stuff like that, or what was your game plan kind of coming in today for the final round?
To be honest with you, I think that kind of benefited me. I think to kind of freeze those leaders a little bit and kind of make them wait a little longer to get out there on the golf course, and to have the conditions that it were, they didn't want to see that, and they knew it was going to be tough today, and the guys in the back were going to be able to chase, and that's what happened today. A lot of guys from the back kind of chased up and played well today, and the leaders kind of came back to us, and with a day like this, it's going to happen on this kind of golf course. So all we could have done, the guys in the back would just kind of stay patient and let birdies come to us, and that's what happened.
Absolutely. I mean, and today, for instance, I mean, the last couple of days it's been more of a south wind. Today it was a north wind. Did that, when you were out there playing, did that change your mindset on a few holes? I know specifically like 7 and 8, you're with the wind before you're into the wind. I know 7 a par 5 gives you a good shot at going for it in 2, but 8 we kind of had the whole location a little bit tucked in the front left, and you're not really sure what to hit there. I know some guys were talking about that throughout the round.
It's tough. The par threes they're big elevation change, and some of the par fives, just like 7 is, and it's tough to to judge the yards because the wind swirls everywhere, so you really don't know where the wind's coming from. And there's a couple of shots that I had, like on 7, for instance. I told myself I want to win, I had to go for this, and I went for it, and I made birdie. And same thing with 14. I had 5 wood in my hand. I wasn't sure if I wanted to go for it, and I knew I had to make birdie to kind of get things closer. And so there's some of the shots out there you just got to take a risk, and the risk worked out for me today, and I played well. So.
Nice. Well, looking at your scorecard, you birdied 9, you birdied 10. You're kind of making your way around there. We've got one of our on-course leaderboards out there where you can kind of see it coming over to 13 tee box and going to 16. You probably saw it on 13 a bit and then coming through 16. What was, when you probably came through on 16, you might have seen that you're on the top of the leaderboard or close to it. What was the goal for the last 3 holes? I mean, were you thinking still playing strategic or still being aggressive?
Well, I wanted to be aggressive, and 16, I hate that hole with all my guts. I bogeyed all 4 rounds, and I knew if I could par 16, I was going to have a good chance to win the tournament, and I didn't par 16, and so I told myself I needed one more birdie. If I could post 6 under, I think I'm going to be good. And so I birdied 18 and posted 6 under, and I knew the guys coming in, the pressure, all of them kind of stuck together. I knew that 16, 17, 18 were going to be tough holes to birdie, and I knew 16 and 17 were good par holes. And so I told myself, if I post 6 under, I think I'll be all right, and I did. So.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great second shot coming in here on 18 to give yourself to set you up to get to 6 under. 67 is a great round out here, especially for the final day with the conditions and everything that we had. Just so those folks that are out here that are watching that kind of want to know you a little bit more and might want to follow you a little bit more, what's your game plan for the next few weeks or next month? I know you mentioned Q school and some other things. What you got going? What you got lined up?
Well, I'll go home for this week and kind of relax a little bit, just practice hard. Then go to Boise, Idaho for a nationwide event, and then start pre-stage. I think it's like the 18th or 19th September. Golf Cup of Dallas in Dallas. So, I'm going to play a nationwide event to try to avoid pre-stage and try to make the cut. And so that's what's going on right now. Of course, Q school is always in, and hopefully after this FedEx Cup ends, I can get some more exemptions and stuff. And I think this win's going to help my agent a little bit easier. And so we'll just have to see what happens.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, you played well out here. Best of luck for the rest of the year, and hopefully you get through Q school and get up to the big stage next year.
Hopefully.
So,
Thanks,
congratulations on the win.
Thank you very much.
Well done. Thanks.